to another episode of TubeTalk.
Thank you, Kate, and welcome to you two. And this is the week of the shortest day.
Yes.
And it's going to get longer days from now on, from next week.
That's good, they've been very short. Anyway, let's get into it. So, last week, first up we had quick preview.
Some very good runs and very, very long odds last week. Quick preview, I think he was more than 30 to 1, and he got right back in the field from his bad draw and finished off really, really well. He was doing his best work late. Look out for him next Saturday at Ruakaka over a mile. He gets a good draw, he's right in it.
Then we had Brahma Rama, who came second.
And I said on our TubeTalk last week, if you're sitting on the couch, there would be worse horses to back than him at very long odds, have 3 each way on. And I backed him in Australia with the TAB over there, and he was paying 76 to win an 18 a place. And Daring Ride shot through to the front about the 8-900, shot away and had them shot to pieces and just got nailed on the line for second. So he ran second. So really good run. So he likes wet tracks, he's back in form, and he won't be paying $76 next time.
Then we had Alward.
Yes, Alward, really good run. Got back from his draw. Sandown all day was a front paced on the speed bias. They only went a moderate tempo in the first two around the home corner one. He had nothing bring him into the race, and so the jockey had to take off early, and he got within sort of got within about 3 lengths of them, but just peaked on his run because he had too much work to do. But he's building his way back into nice form.
And finally, we had Make Time, who ran fourth.
Yeah, 2-year-old, just second up, lovely run, got back second last from his wide draw, made a really good run, really good ground for fourth. He's a horse, he's quite a big horse, he's got a lot of ability, he'll fill his frame, he'll go for a spell now, but he is certainly a horse to watch in the spring.
Cool, now let's jump into this week. So, starting in Otech on Friday, in race 4, we have Maidstone Park.
Last start winner, Kate.
Mm-hmm.
Funny thing, she always sort of hits a flat spot in her races and even trials, where at the 600 metres she looks like she's gone. And in her trial, the 600 she looked like she was going to drop out, and then she picked up and won. Did the same thing when she won last start. At the 600 looked under pressure and then came back in the straight and was strong on the line to win. Her future is as a stayer. She steps from a mile to 2100 metres, and we believe she's improved from her win. Her work and everything says she's improved, and she likes wet tracks, so she's going to get that at Otech. The couple of question marks: barrier 2 on a wet track isn't ideal because you want to come wide, and stepping up, she's a 3-year-old stepping up from maiden class to 65 class, and that's always quite a big jump, particularly at her age. So they're the question marks, but we do believe she can run well, very well. We believe that she'll continue to be strong to the line, so she's a good watch tomorrow.
Sounds good.
On Friday, I should say.
Yes. Then in race 7, we have Jenamae.
Jenamae, who's the half to Make Time, half to Rock Island Line, and half to North and South States winner. She, on debut, got back, ran home really well for 5th. Has a better draw this time. Ryan Elliott on again, should be able to settle nicely, and is a very good each way chance. She's a talented filly. She probably actually wants better tracks that she's going to strike. She's going to get a heavy track. She probably wants it in the dead range, but her class will take her a long way.
Cool. Then on Saturday at Tauranga in race 8, we have Campari.
So Campari's in great form. She's won her last 2 races, even though she was relegated to last start, unbelievably. Still fuming about that. So she steps up to stakes class, listed race, Tauranga Classic, barrier 6, Michael McNabb on. Weight for ages against her, and she's a lightly raced horse up against horses have raced that have had a lot more racing and a lot more wins, but on ability she's right up to them. She probably wants the track not to get too wet. If it was a sort of dead slow track, she'd prefer it, but it's not. It's going to be heavy. She's going to go out after the start, but has a lot of class, a lot of ability. 26 to 1's crazy money. She'll settle midfield, and as long as she's handling the track, she's a lovely chance.
Awesome. Then on Saturday, then on Saturday at Randwick in race 3, we have Rakik.
Yes, Rakik, who's been a model of consistency, set 3 wide on this pace last start over 2100 metres and ran second. He's racing really well without luck. He has again drawn wide. Sam Clipperton in the saddle, and that just it makes it a little bit difficult because we don't want to be back last, but we don't want to burn early, so Sam's going to have to do a really good job to try and get him to slot in somewhere, hopefully midfield or somewhere, get him to slot in. But he's racing in super form. He's a top 3 chance. If he gets a nice run in transit, it'd be a really good win chance. Track is a heavy 8 at the moment. Hopefully it's going to come back. The more it comes back, the more his chances lift. He's not a great heavy tracker, but he'll probably get away with the soft.
Awesome. Then in race 7, we have Mac Tomb.
Mac Tomb, whose form has been a little bit mixed since he's gone to Australia. He was second first up, and then he had a couple of sort of midfield runs. But this Saturday, he gets a lovely barrier draw of 3, which he hasn't had. So he's going to be able to sit a lot handier than he has over the mile distance. Track is a question mark. As I said before, it's heavy 8. The more it comes back, the more his chances will come in. So hopefully the weather forecast is really good. Hopefully it'll come back to about a soft 5, soft 6, something like that would be nice. We had up and coming apprentice Chris Williams on him, claiming 3 kilos, but he had a boil removed and it got infected, so he's now not riding. So we're waiting for confirmation of who we're going to put on him. But if he is able to sit up and relax, he won a trial last week and he can run well too. Probably his last run before he comes home and goes for a spell.
Cool. And now it's time for Bet of the Week. So this week's Bet of the Week is in Tauranga in race 3, and it's Divine Duke.
Interesting horse, Kate. So he is a horse that last winter won 3 in a row, and he won a couple of races by massive margins, one by 8 lengths, one by 15 lengths. He just clicked. And he's a stayer fresh up over a mile, but he's won at Bay of Plenty before by 8 lengths last year. He's had a couple of trials to get ready. So the mile distance is short of his best, but he's going to strike a heavy track and he's going to enjoy those conditions. And if he's up to the ability he was racing in last season, he copes with the track conditions. He's got a 4 kilo claimer on board, so he's not going to have to carry a lot of weight, and he could be a real sneaky over a mile fresh up. So Divine Duke, interesting watch on Saturday, our Bet of the Week. Okay, well that is it for TubeTalk this week. Thank you, Katie. And we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
He's putting in a run and Telerowan's out wider. It's Spiro hitting the lead again from 6 o'clock news. Closer to the inside, single-minded Maria Alta running on Telerowan. 6 o'clock news, Spiro over on the outside. The Jungle Boy's about to dash. 6 o'clock news, he's in front. They won't beat him this year. And 6 o'clock news got the cup. Spiro second. The Jungle